Good morning, everyone. Just checking that you can hear me. So, Rock, can you let me know if you can actually hear me? Can you hear me okay? Excellent. So, I can see that some of you are in the house. How cool! That's brilliant. Hi, Annie. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming along. Hi, Geraldine. Oh, fantastic. Are you not in the clinic today? Oh, that's brilliant. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Kate. Glad you're here. Hi, Mira. Beautiful to see you here. And hi, Tony, and hi, Rock. Lovely to see you all. That's amazing. So I'm using a new system today, and that's why I'm just checking that I can hear you, that you can all hear me. That's the most important thing. So do type in the chat. You're not going to be seen. You can't be heard on this particular system. So I can only see you. In terms of what you're saying, you can actually do the chat. So put in the chat box where you are actually from. And good morning, Tony. You can hear me. That's fantastic. Thank you for that. That's great. So let me know where you are coming in from. I'm going to start at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. So I just thought I'd start letting people in gradually. And let me know also, can you see my screen? So you should be able to see a PowerPoint presentation and my face as well. So let me know in the chat. Okay, loud and clear. Good morning, everyone. I've got to pass until 11. Lovely. West Yorkshire. Tony, you're coming in from Newcastle, Australia. I've been there. I actually did a house sit in Port Stephens, actually, Tony. Lovely place, beautiful place. Kate, Wellington Point, Brisbane. So Rock will probably know that. I don't know the place. Okay, so Tony, yes, both good. Mira, I can see you. Great. Hi, Karen. Excited to be here. I'm glad you're here as well. Yes, can see both. Beautiful, amazing, wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So, like I say, I will get started dead at 10 o'clock. And they'll give a chance for others to come in as well. And then it will come in gradually, I'm sure. So I hope you've all had a good day if you're in Australia. And I hope you've got something wonderful planned if you're in the UK. So let me see. Now, oh, it's lovely to see you and meet you. And I don't know how to say your name, but I'm going to try. Is it Hania? Hania? Because it's spelt Hania. So let me know. Just tell me if I've pronounced it right. Okay. Yeah, excellent. Oh, it's lovely to meet you, Hania. So Karen, love the look of the platform. Okay, so for those of you that actually do masterminds or webinars or anything like that, this is a system that I've come across called Demio. And it's slightly different from Zoom. Zoom actually allows you to do webinars, but it's actually, when you go into webinars itself, it becomes extremely expensive. And I feel that I needed a different system to have a look. This also is very, very expensive, depending on how many delegates that you have on the Zoom as well, but it's definitely worth it. So let's see who else is here. Kathy, good morning. Good morning, Kathy. Where are you coming in from? I'm not sure. I think you're in Australia, aren't you? And I'm not sure what part of Australia. Let's see who else is there. Annie, you didn't say where you're from. I think you're from Sydney. Yeah, say hello to everyone else as well, which is great. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get started. I really want you to kind of switch off to everything else on the outside world and just enjoy this mastermind. I've spent quite a number of weeks putting something together that is a culmination of many of the discussions that I've had with existing customers, clients, prospects, that sort of thing. And this is what you're asking for. So it's packed full of value. Make sure you get a notebook and a pen and just enjoy. Now there's going to be loads of opportunity to ask questions as well. So what I suggest, I'm going to do a Q&A at the very end. What I suggest is that you actually write down your questions and save them until the very end, because I might actually lose them in the in the feed, in the chat feed that I can see. So let's see. Hania, you're from London, and Annie, you're from the north of Brisbane. Beautiful. We are missing Australia. We're missing the weather, that's for sure. All right, so let's switch off my camera. Let's actually see if I can do that. So bear with me. Okay, so camera off, and then you should actually now just be seeing the PowerPoint presentation. And let's get started for you. So you are actually in the right place, as you know, because it says so on the slide. It's how to grow your audience and create a launch strategy without the stress and crazy confusion. Now, just let me know in the chat, has anybody tried to do a launch strategy? And who here is busy growing their list? I'd really love to know. So let me know in the chat box. And I want to just say thank you very much for all of those of you that have actually shown up today. It's fantastic to see you all here. And like I say, this has been a number of weeks, a culmination of asking you guys questions and finding out what you really need. And I hope that I'm going to be able to really help you. I'm sure that I will. It's packed full of great information. All right, so today I'm going to show you how you can make the optimum move from struggling to grow your audience and also being ready to launch your product or service. I shall actually take you from feeling really confused. I know what it's like. You can feel confused and overwhelmed as to what to do in the right order, by when, and exactly what it is that you're doing. That will enable you to become confident about growing your audience. That will make your business so much more profitable by completing one launch, which you can then repeat over and over again. Now, the beauty about this, when you actually launch your products, your services, your business, your membership, your group, whatever that might be, when you do that once, you'll find that you're not spending all of your time on social media, and you're not actually feeling like you're in that constant sales mode as well, which I know a lot of you, not all of you, but I know a lot of you feel that you're doing all the time. Now, if you stay until the end and decide to work with me as you go on this audience growth and launch planning journey, I'll give you the opportunity to get your hands on a special bonus. I just added it to this brand new program. I'll give you all the details at the end of the masterclass, so hang in there. Now, I really do want you to stay focused. I know what it's like. You can come on these masterclasses. And this is one of the reasons, by the way, that I didn't do it as a live, because people pop onto a live, they disappear, they come on, they disappear. This is a masterclass. This is a real teaching opportunity. It's a real learning opportunity for you guys. So I really seriously want you to switch off all the other distractions, put your phone away, leave it off to the side. One of the things about the brain, it can only digest 20% of information at any one time. And that's often why we have to kind of repeat our learning process. So if it only takes in 20% of information at any one time, I want that 20% to be my 20% that I'm providing for you. So really, literally switch everything off apart from this particular mastermind and basically enjoy it. Okay, so stay with me because there's some work for you to do. And that's going to happen right now. So who here, let me know in the chat, who here creates social media content? I'd love to know. Let me know in the chat who creates social media content. Yep, me. Okay. All right. Joe, no worries about being late. I'm just glad you're here, my love. Okay, getting ready to launch a new program. So this is going to be very helpful. Yes, Annie, definitely. I've got a full strategy for you. So hang in there. Okay, let's see. Yes, doing the content. I'm planning and working on it, Hania. Fantastic. Okay, now one of the things about organizing a social media strategy, as you know, is that it can be very, very time consuming. So we're going to do what I call the 30-minute social soiree. All right, so it's a bit of a party. So one of the many ways of attracting an audience to you is through your social media, as we know. But quite frankly, trying to come up with those ideas about what to post can be a bit of a headache. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this kind of little party, and it's a way that you can very, very quickly get some content for your social media plan organized. All right, so basically, we're going to think about the different the product that you want to promote. So I want you to write down for me, what is the product or service that you would like to promote? And this could be like in a 30-day period. And I know what it's like. You know, we're very, very experienced. We have such a lot of knowledge that we want to give everything to everybody. And sometimes we provide a lot of information in the hope that something sticks as well. Now, I want you to be much more strategic about your social media. I want you to think about one part of your business that you can promote, just one. So not all of it. So it could be one consultation session. It could be one product. If you're have I got any network marketers here? I'm not sure. Just tell me. Yeah, network marketer. If you're a network marketer, you might have a product. So think about your hero product in your range. That's the thing that you could promote for the next 30 days. It could be 14 days, you know, but think about just one. Maybe you've got a program that you are promoting. So Annie, I think it was Annie or Ali, you said that you had a program that you're promoting. So think about that one thing. All right. Don't get distracted by all of the other amazing things that you can offer. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get a bunch of Post-it notes and a pen, literally just Post-it notes. The more colorful they are, the better, because you want this to be fun. And sometimes it can be such hard work to organize your social media content that you kind of put it off, and then you end up posting ad hoc. You think to yourself, oh, I haven't got out a post today, so I better put something up. Then the next stage, and those of you that have worked with me before, you know that I love a timer. So we're going to set the timer for 20 minutes and play some banging music, or if you prefer, some nice relaxing music. But you want something that's going to fire you up, get the energy going. So you want something that's real doof, 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 you know, banging away in the background. Now, then what you're going to do is you just literally, not going to overthink this. On each of those Post-it notes, put one idea on each Post-it note, just one idea. So that might be, so let's say that you've got a program that you're promoting. Let's think about this. So if you've got a program that you're promoting, what are the steps that people need to take in order to come onto that program? Or what is it that they're going to experience when they're on that program? So put one of those experiences on a Post-it note each. Could it be a story that you could make up? So story about growing your audience, for instance, put that on a Post-it note. So each piece of content that you do could be used on your social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram. Don't worry about that at this stage. It doesn't matter where it's going to be. All we're talking about is the content, all right? And you do as many of those as possible, and you just stick it on the wall, or you stick it on the mirror. It doesn't actually matter where you put it, just so long as you can see it somewhere. You can see it very, very visually. Now, after that timer has gone off, you've got quite a lot of content going there. And see what I mean? If you've got that music going, you can just literally brain dump loads and loads of content. So from that point, set your timer again for another 10 minutes. And now what you're going to do is you're going to organize into one of two ways. And again, this is entirely up to you. You can either organize it in columns of where you will post them. So you might have a column for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. Where else do we hang out these days? Wherever you hang out, you could put those Post-it notes in those columns. Or it might be under category. So could it be under video, lives, stories? So you'd actually put them in those columns relating to what type of post that will be. Now, the beauty about this is now you have content. So some of those things, for instance, a video could be duplicated over Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So it does, just because you've got one piece of content doesn't mean to say that one piece of content can't be used in multiple places. So in which case you could write an additional Post-it note and you could post it under each of those places. Now, this is a great way of actually having your content organized for the next 30 days. Now, The reason that I did this is I found that I was always behind the 8 ball, literally. I didn't really plan out my social media strategy with any purpose. I was kind of a bit random, a quote here, a question there, a story here, and it wasn't really going anywhere. But the minute I started to plan with purpose, it means that you have a clear point of contact and a clear call to action that you want people to go to. So that call to action could be that you want them to sign up to your email list. At this point would be the most preferential thing. So you, my friends, my lovely ladies and gentlemen, will have an official first draft of your social media content. Now it's time to celebrate. Okay, so how was that? Did you actually write that down? And that's what I want you to do, is I want you to actually write this information down. Okay, so I'm just coming back into the chat for a second to see if there's any comments. Yeah, planning, working on it. You've got Insta, Canva templates. Exactly. So the nice thing is that once you've done this, it doesn't stop there, of course. You'll need to set aside about an hour or two and then actually create your tiles for social media, but that's quite easy. You can use Canva, and some of them you don't even need to create any tiles for. It might be that you're just going live, but when you really are clear on what you're doing during the months, oh my word, you will be so organized. So Kate, you've got a signature tea blend, just waiting for labeling. Are you recording this, Sunny? Always, Kathy. Yes, definitely recording it, and you'll get the replay, by the way. Definitely need to do this. Yes, Judith, you've got such a great thing that you're offering. So Judith helps people with their image. So particularly because most of us are working online these days, it's a great thing to do. If you organize your social media content, Judith, so that you're always directing people either towards your one-on-one sessions, or you're directing them towards your workshop that you hold from time to time, then you're very, very clear on what's happening. And here's another thing. It takes away all that confusion. It totally takes away the confusion about what you should be doing next. So I would definitely suggest that you do this. Okay, so that's your little social media soiree. Now, you could be here for a number of reasons, and you're definitely in the right place if you've got an awareness of email marketing already, but you haven't really done anything or much in terms of growing your audience. And I know, again, from loads of people that I've spoken to, lots of my existing clients, loads of the ladies that are in my female online business owners group, that, you know, quite often you'll come up with the comments of, oh yeah, this is something that I need to do. Yes, I haven't really started it yet, because the thing is that you're relying very, very heavily on social media. So you want to start growing your audience. And one of the reasons that I found is that you don't know exactly how all the moving pieces fit together. And it's very important that you put systems in place, because you know this will make a huge difference to the bottom line of your business. Now, email marketing is still one of the strongest ways of converting people into clients. It's one of the nicest ways of actually nurturing people. Now, that's not to say that you don't have to do the other things as well. But if you can actually move people onto your email list, then you've actually secured yourself in case anything happens with social media for a start. And if you say change tact, you've always got an audience that basically they'll love you so much they'll end up buying anything from you, because they just love to work with you. So it's definitely worth doing. Okay, now this could be you. You're totally motivated to launch your product or services. You might be growing a list already, and you want to actually just launch perhaps once a quarter. Maybe you'll have mini launches in between, but one major launch once a quarter, so that you can enjoy cash injections into your business. And of course, you can spend more time doing more of what you love with the people that you love. And I think that most of us here would love to be able to do that. Or you might be intrigued by the idea that you can simplify your business by creating automated systems that will have your ideal client excited to hear from you. Now, in my particular email list and in my group, now, not everybody thinks I'm amazing. Of course they don't. But there are some people that just resonate with me. I resonate with them. We love working together. We love being involved with each other's business, and we end up becoming friends. And you're going to find that the more you grow your own email list, the more that will happen. So launching your business offer has to be strategic, and it also gives you the opportunity to say no to projects that you end up doing because you feel that you ought to do them, or that it's a way of you making an extra stream of income, and those things you don't really enjoy. So by actually having a strategic launch, it means that you can say yes to only the things that give you joy. All right, so which one are you? Let me know in the comments. So number one, it could be that you're excited about launching. So number two, you would love to enjoy a cash injection and spend more time with the family. Or number three, you're curious about simplifying your business. So just let me know in the chat, okay, what you are. So what have we got here? We've got Annie, you're number one. Gosh, it's going so fast. Karen, 1. Sylvie, 2. Ali, all 3. I love it. Hania, 1. Mira, 1. Kate, oh, I've missed it. Oh, all 3. Yep, brilliant. Joe, 1 and 2. Judith, 1 and 3. Tony, all 3. Excellent. So you're definitely in the right place, and you are really going to learn so much. So thank you for your feedback on that one. Now, the truth is that whatever reason you chose, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, or in fact all 3, I absolutely fully support you and can see that you are in exactly the right place and exactly the right time. Now, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes of your time. Honestly, it won't be long, so stay with me. There's some lovely pictures up there just to introduce myself to you. Many of you already know who I am, but those of you that I haven't met before, just to give you a little bit of background. So the first picture up the top there on the left, that's my Rock. He's my Rock. That's his name, Rock. He's my Italian stallion. He's actually an Aussie Italian. We met in Australia, and we met as a Tinder date. The day that we met, we have not stopped seeing each other. And 2.5 years later, we're engaged to be married. And we're hoping that next year at some point, we'll be able to get married in either Italy or Croatia. So watch this space. I'll let you know. Now, the other 2 pics are of us in Germany, outside that, that famous Disney castle. We couldn't see a bloody thing because it was covered in all that misty rain, which was absolutely hilarious, especially as you had to walk up such a steep hill to get there. Now, the other one of us is in Matera. And if you haven't heard of Matera, it's one of the oldest cities in the world. And it's where the latest James Bond movie was filmed, and we'd actually got there probably about a week after all the film crew had actually left. Such a shame. I would love to have been there and met Daniel Craig. And finally, you can see we've got an Australian and Italian family, and that's us in the south of Italy. You see, we're permanently traveling. Albeit that it's kind of stopped at the moment, but we are permanently traveling. Our home is usually in Australia. We're actually in the UK at the moment. We've traveled much of Europe, and we intend to carry on those travels as soon as it gets a little bit more comfortable to travel around. Now, I've been in business running various training companies and teams for the last 30 years, one of which was a multi-million-pound company, and the company itself was featured in Harper's and Bazaar magazine. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of it. I think it's still around. Hang on, let me go back a second. All right. So really, the most important thing for you guys to know is that I have been in business for 30 years, and I've been in the online space for 10 years. So I had an IT training company, which was a $1 million training company. I had 30 staff that was working for me. And then I had an online training company, which was basically teaching people how to use Excel, PowerPoint, Word, that sort of thing. Became a Microsoft certified company as well. Then went online to actually teach corporate companies how to build their social media strategy. It was in the days where people just thought that Facebook was for the kids, and we basically educated them that it wasn't just for the kids. It was going to be something very, very important. And look, here we are 10 years later, and everybody that's anybody is on social media. The important thing is that I love teaching. I love to simplify systems and work out how they can be easier to digest in terms of the information and easier to use. Because honestly, most bits of software that you use, applications, online, you're probably not going to use the whole of them anyway. And that's something I learned very, very early on. So I am actually a qualified teacher. And the reason I'm a qualified teacher is because when I first started my business, I was absolutely scared to bits that someone would find out that I wasn't actually qualified. And in all of those years, not one single person ever asked me whether I was qualified to teach or not. So just goes to show you. Now, most of my revenue actually comes from my own training programs. I never, ever, ever work on projects that I feel exhausted by, I feel drained by, or will take up too much of my time. I get to set my own hours and, of course, spend the rest of my time traveling. That's when the world gets back to normal, of course. So I will be letting you know where we are next. Can you imagine what it would feel like if you would only have to say yes to the projects that truly make you feel empowered, that inspire you, and you still have time to spend doing what you love to do? Can you imagine that feeling of being so organized that you are only launching once a quarter and the rest of the time you can grow your audience easily? Give me a yes in the chat box below, because I know that most of you would like that. Okay, so growing your audience and launching your business offering is the single most powerful and strategic way to grow your business. It impacts many whilst creating a level of income that, quite frankly, can be life-changing. I mean, I'm sure that you've heard a lot of the very well-known people. They, in one launch, they can literally make millions. All right, so one of the things that I know as a teacher or facilitator is it's very important to let you guys exactly know what the journey is going to be on this masterclass. So I'm just going to take you through what the journey is and what the outcome is going to be at the end of it as well, so that you're not all sitting here wondering what's next. So you'll be very clear. So the first step is that we're going to look at what is your end goal. So what is that product, that service that you're going to be offering? What is the end goal? Now that end goal could be a monetary value as well. What is that end goal that you're looking for to achieve? We're then going to go to step 2, which is what do you need in place before you actually launch your services or your product? Step 3 is we're going to look at the power of the small but perfect email list. And it is absolutely true. These days, it's not about numbers anymore. It's not about how many Facebook friends you've got and how many followers you've got on Instagram. It's what is the quality of that list. The quality makes a huge difference. And this is where I want you to get into the mindset of not just accepting everybody and anybody on your list. I want you to be selective. I want you to be selective with your friends on Facebook and also selective with the people that come onto your email list, because then those are the people that are going to love you. They're going to want to work with you, and they're going to damn well look forward to hearing from you. So step 4 is why you only need to launch once a quarter. Now, I'm not saying you only have to launch once a quarter, but if you are doing a major launch, keep it to once a quarter, and then you can have mini launches in between as well. But the focus then is only on that main launch that you're doing once a quarter. That will bring in such a high level of income for you. And then once you've done it once, you do it again and again and again. And what you'll find is people then look forward to coming over to that launch. And some of the kind of big gurus like, who can I think of? Amy Porterfield. She actually launches her, trying to think what it is, Digital Course Academy once a year. Once a year, guys, that's all she does it. And I know that she makes a couple of million on that launch. And a couple of million for most people would be quite adequate. Thank you very much. And then step number 5, I'm going to let you know how you can work with me, and we are going to do a live Q&A session. So let's look at the first strategy. The first strategy is always thinking with the end in mind. And I cannot iterate this enough to you, because if you start with the end in mind, you'll then always be able to reverse engineer. You'll know what the outcome is going to be for anybody that decides to work with you. So you've got a product or service that you want to launch. Now is the time you have to make a commitment to when that is going to happen. So, just play with me, just have fun with me on this masterclass. Think about the next product or service that you want to offer. and think about approximately 30 to 60 days time after you've got everything in place. So after you've done this masterclass, there's a few things that you'll have to do, but then think to yourself, okay, well, I could probably get those things done in the next couple of weeks. So maybe I'll look at my first launch at the end of January or my first launch at the end of February. So aim for the end of one of the months, okay? So you're looking at a 30 to 60 day window. Now, what happens is that we're going to look at working a 30-day plan. Now, like I say, it could be a 60-day plan, but we're going to work out a 30-day plan. So once you've got your date in mind of when you want to launch your product, you can now set the dates in your diary. And this is exactly what you need to do right at the beginning. Because when you put it in your diary, you'll be able to see it very visually of what that actually means and what you need to do in order to get you to the point of actually launching your product or service. So the first stage is what we call the cart open and close stage. Now, I say it's the first stage, so I'm going to just rub that out. It's basically kind of like the end of it. It's near the end. Now, the reason we talk about this first is that you want to know exactly when you're going to have your product or your service available for people to purchase. So it needs to be a duration of about 10 days. So you'll open up the shopping cart and then you'll keep it open for a 10-day period. And that 10 days coincides with a webinar or a masterclass or a challenge that you're going to run that gives people value and promotes your service. Okay. So don't worry, I'm going to actually show you a calendar and I want you all to take a picture of the calendar shortly. All right. So stay with me on this one and do make some notes. And again, if you've got questions, keep the questions until the end, write them down, keep the questions until the end, and then I'll be able to see exactly as those questions come through. All right, so the next thing that you want to put in your diary is the webinar registration time. So the masterclass that you will run will be on the first day that your cart opens. The webinar registration time will be 7 to 10 days prior to that first webinar date. You want to be able to promote the mastermind or the challenge, whatever that might be for you, okay? Now, the nice thing about this is that you think to yourself, well, if I'm going to launch at the end of 30 days, that means I'm not selling anything and I'm not making any money. Unless you've got, regular clients already, you might have regular members, you might have a membership that's flowing, that's all fine. But maybe you've stopped promoting your one-on-ones or something like that because you're concentrating on this launch. And that sometimes fills people with worry because they say, well, if I'm only launching at the end of the month, I'm not going to make any additional income to what I've already got coming in. So that worries me slightly. However, what we do is we work on what's called a founding members pre-sale strategy. Now, what this is that you will have your product or service and you'll say to a bunch of people, okay, before I actually launch this properly, I haven't got it organized and I would like to give you the opportunity to work with me, and you will give them the opportunity for say like half price to work with you. And then those people will then come onto the course. They'll not get anything delivered until you actually do the proper big launch at the end of those 30 days. Now that's great because what it does is it kind of gives a boost to your morale. It gives a boost to your bottom line. You've got some income coming in and it is really quite an amazing strategy. Okay, now that you want to have lasting for about 5 days. So in the 30-day launch window, you'll have that right at the very beginning and that will last 5 days. Okay. So the next stage is that you're going to decide on the launch start date. So the launch start date is going to be the day your cart closes. That's going to be 30 days back from the day that your cart closes. All right. So again, you're opening your cart. Between 7 to 10 days later, you close your cart. And then from that day that you close the cart, work back 30 days. So you see how we're reverse engineering it? Now, during that 30 days, you're going to be sharing all that content that you had organized right at the beginning in our social media soiree. You're going to actually be posting out things of value, things that is in alignment with your product or your service, so that basically people are seeing that you have that expertise in that particular area. You're going to lead people into your email list to make sure that when they're on your email list, then you've got the opportunity to promote them to them. And once they're on your email list, you don't want to be sending them emails every single day. Can't stand that myself. I find it very annoying. But you want to send them something at least once a week, because if they are your ideal client, they will look forward to hearing from you. So then you have your product, service, or delivery time. This should occur around 7 to 10 days after the cart closes, so that you can continue to sell after the cart has closed. Now, what I mean by that is that you'll have people that will come in and they might say, oh, I didn't manage to get onto your masterclass. Is it too late? And then, of course, you've got to make a decision of whether it is too late for those people and you put them on a wait list for the next time, or you want to actually get them plugged in straight away. So that's your choice. But at least it gives you that 7 to 10 days, gives you a window that you are able to administer that. That's the difficult part. Okay, so now you're in your delivery phase. So your delivery phase, like I say, starts 7 to 10 days after your cart closes. And your delivery phase, it might be that it's just a product, in which case you just plug people into the product. That's fine. It could be a program that's already pre-designed. It could be a membership, in which case you just plug them straight in and they're off and running. Or it could be a self-paced training course that you've done, and you could plug them in and they're up and running. But quite often what you want to do, which is all part of nurturing your audience, is that you'll actually have something that is partly self-paced and something that has some interaction with you directly as well, because people love to want to interact with you. So make sure that you've got that window of 1 to 6 weeks, and then you've got some breathing space before you start your next launch. So that's why we talk about launching just once a quarter. So I want you to take a picture of this. So grab your phones and take a picture of this. This is where it all comes together and it makes complete sense. So you've got it on a calendar. You can see I've just given you a mock-up here of the fact that it starts on the 1st of November for a launch runway. You can see that you've got the pre-launch founding members that starts the 1st to the 5th of November. And then if we come down, you've got the webinar fill-up time from the 30th of November through to the 7th of December. And then you've got your webinar cart open on the 8th of December. The cart closes 10 days later, and then you start delivering your product. I've actually put it here about 5 days later. Excuse me, I'm just going to drink some water. All right, so I hope you've all got a picture of that. All right, now the truth is, I'll be honest with you, and I am so fed up of people telling you how easy it is to run an online business. It's not always easy. You actually have to put a lot of things in place to make it a successful business. Now, that doesn't mean to say that you've got to be working 24/7, because of course you are your own boss and you can do what you want in the time that you've got. But the fact is that if you do want to make it successful, you probably need to work a little bit harder at the beginning of your business. And even in the middle of the business, you might have tried to do lots of different things, but they're not all quite coming together. And honestly, preparation is the key. So the first thing to do is put those dates in your diary, just as I've shown you. The second thing to do is that you must have a lead magnet. So those of you that don't know, a lead magnet is like a freebie. It's a giveaway. It's in order for you to encourage people to come onto your email list. Know what your 30-day social media strategy looks like. So once you put it into your calendar, print it out, stick it on the wall, and then you'll know exactly what you're supposed to be doing on what days. And prepare a whole bunch of emails that will go out prior to the launch and also during the launch. So it's quite an intense time, but you can do it. And I want you to share with me in the chat what is your product or service that you would be able to launch in, say, 30 to 60 days time? And don't worry if you don't have one. It could be that you're launching a group or a membership or even just one-on-one consultation. So pop that into the chat and let me know. So I'll just come back and have a look. All right, so let's see. We've got coaching packages. Okay, premium animal mediumship program for your VIP. Very important pet. Oh, I love that, Annie. That's awesome. I tell you what, if any of you guys want to talk to your animals, go and speak to Annie. She speaks to your animals. It's amazing. So Karen, managing children's transition into the new school year. I love that. That's great. Good program. Okay, Anna Maria, you'll be launching a journal. Oh, interesting. Are you doing the journals through Amazon? I've seen a number of people doing that. That will be amazing. Okay. Ali, I'm launching the Festival of Emotions membership. Hang on 14th of March. Great timing then. This is great timing for you. Signature program. So what's your signature program going to be, Judith? So Joe, teaching people how to create their own line of branded merchandise through print on demand. I love it. Absolutely love it. I've got one of my clients. She actually does illustrations, and she has put a little course together for illustrators to teach them how to work with print on demand and how to get the best deals with print on demand as well. Very interesting lady. I might put you two together. Okay, so Geraldine, Soul Street readings. Okay, so Geraldine reads feet. I know it sounds bonkers, but she does. She reads feet, and very good. All right, Tony, BU Yoga. Absolutely love it. Okay, so you doing the yoga online? Let me know. Anna Maria, yes, KDP Amazon, brilliant. Teaching tea leaf reading, become your own psychic. I might call you up on that one, Kate. A lot of people say I've got psychic abilities, but then I think most people have, to be honest. So I'm not special. Monthly engagement content for Facebook and Instagram. Yes, love that. I tell you what, there's so many business owners that could do with your services. Brilliant. Thank you very much for your feedback on that. It's great to see, and you all have amazing products and services that you are actually offering. So whether you are launching a product, a program, a course, a series of coaching sessions, a membership, when doing a launch, it's not so much what you are selling. It really is your willingness to believe in your abilities and to take yourself seriously, that you can actually do it. And that's the one thing that holds so many people back, is they think that they can't do it. But honestly, you can do it. So, just believe that it is possible, and believe that you can actually start making a lot of money in your business if you become more strategic. So let's do step number 2. This is, what do you need to have in place before you even start thinking about your launch? Now, so many of us online, and I've been online for 10 years, and I've seen all the tricks that go on, seriously. And a lot of business owners have been cajoled into thinking that if we post on social media or Instagram or whatever, that something will bring in thousands of people. That one post, it's going to be the one viral post, and it's going to bring in thousands of people, and they're all going to buy my products and services. Well, I'm here to tell you the truth. It doesn't work like that. And also, have you noticed that engagement has really gone down in Facebook and Instagram as well? It's gone down because we're in the hands of the Facebook gods. They decide whether your posts are going to be seen or not. They deem whether it's the truth or not, which I think is an utter nonsense. So this is why it's really, really important that you move those people from social media onto your own list. So putting out those amazing posts is unlikely to happen, and people are so much more switched on than they ever used to be. And you need to be nurturing relationships. You're unlikely to be an influencer, to be honest, unless you're a celebrity already. Some people are very lucky, they end up becoming influencers. And social media, quite frankly, could go kaput any day. So look at the beginning of October, when Facebook and Instagram just suddenly disappeared. Now, I know that some of you didn't even see that. I remember actually seeing it with my very own eyes, going, oh, what's happening to Facebook? I can't get to anything. I can't do anything. And literally, it sort of went dark. It went completely off for about 6 hours. And then it went off again about 3 days later. Now, what that means is that if you've been busy nurturing your connections on Facebook and Instagram in particular, and WhatsApp, all of those connections were lost. If Facebook had never come back again, all of those connections were lost. All right. So a side tip for you is to start using something other than Facebook and Instagram together, because a lot of people, they use Facebook and Insta. I want you to actually use something like Facebook and LinkedIn, or Insta and TikTok, or LinkedIn and Pinterest. Use what you can use Facebook and Insta, but use it with something else. Okay, so don't just choose Facebook and Instagram as your main areas of discussion. All right, so what you need to have an appealing giveaway, and this, I said, is known as a lead magnet. It can actually be known as a freebie or an opt-in or a giveaway. Now, that giveaway could be a guide, it could be an ebook, it could be a checklist, could be a cheat sheet, could be a mini video series or a mini audio series. The point is that it actually leads people to your email service provider. Now, the email service provider needs to be a system that you can then set up to send out automated emails to your list. The most important thing about your freebie is that it must actually give value, and it must actually create a transformation for the individual that's downloading your freebie. So they want a transformation. They want to see the benefits of actually getting your particular freebie. And there are ways of doing this. Okay. So what would you include in your lead magnet? And that's what we're going to go through now. The very first thing that you need is to have a catchy title and a hook. So that catchy title and a hook is the thing that's going to really attract them, first of all, into getting your lead magnet. So there's a formula. Would you believe it is actually just a formula? And it's a formula that psychologically works. So you have to use this formula to maximize your opportunity of getting more people on your list. So here's an example for you of an actual lead magnet that I've got. 25 ways, that's the thing that it is. What is it? So it could be 7 steps. It could be 6 methods. It could be 9 strategies, whatever that could be, whatever that is. To create engagement, that's what my tribe wants. They want to create engagement. And to get noticed, loved, and liked, that's the second thing that they want, without spending every minute on Facebook. That's the thing that they don't want. So if you specify what it is, what your ideal client wants, another thing that they want, and then you finish it with what they don't want. Okay, so this one was entitled How to Grow Your Audience and Create a Launch Strategy Without the Stress and Constant Confusion. So it's important that you kind of tap into that pain point. Now, the other thing that you will need when you're creating a lead magnet is you want to, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a guide, an ebook, or a checklist, you basically want to follow this format. You want a quick, short intro that actually adds credibility and a little bio of you. Always put a picture in. And some of the clients that I've worked with in the past, they're kind of reluctant to put their photos in, but you need to put your photo in. People connect with you. They connect with your image. Paint a picture of what life will be like with the specific benefits if they implement what you're sharing. So let's think, if it's like the talking to the animals, what's the benefit that people will get for you, Annie, to talk to their animals? So one of the benefits could be that they connect with their animal. They know that they're fine. They know that they're well. They know that they're healthy. So what are the benefits? And express 1 or 2 benefits that they'll get. Add a testimonial if you've got any. If you haven't got any, there's lots of evidence of whatever it is that you're offering as working on Google, to be honest, and then you deliver the content. You make sure that the content is value-based. And again, I have a lot of my clients, they say to me, yeah, but what if I give away everything on my giveaway? Honestly, it doesn't matter. You know, the more you give, the more abundant you feel and the more abundant they feel. And that's what I want. And people will then come to you and they'll want more. It's crazy. The more you give, the more they want from you. And even if you've laid out everything in your ebook, they then want to take it to the next step of working with you, either one-on-one or one-to-many. So don't ever be worried about giving away too much. So you want the next thing to be your call to action. The call to action will be the next step in the journey that your ideal client wants to take with you. And it's got to make sense. So the next step might be to join my group. The next step might be to join my membership. The next step might be to book in half an hour free consultation. So then you share any congruent resources that you have them. So a congruent resource might be something that's of added value. It might be a book that you recommend. It might be an audio series that you recommend. And if possible, make that an affiliate resource, because then, of course, you can actually make some extra money on the side as well. And then you want to give them ways to connect with you more. So follow me on Facebook, read my blog, connect with me on email, and you could also put your phone number. Something I personally don't do. I don't give out my phone number, but it could be something that you are quite happy to do. So it's your turn. Let me know in the chat if you have a lead magnet and what type of lead magnet it is. And if you don't have a lead magnet, what type of lead magnet would you feel that you could create to start attracting your audience? So let me know in the comments. I'll come in and check. Okay, so let's see. So Judith, from disheartened and drab to dynamic and fab, for midlife female entrepreneurs to help them build their unique business look. Brilliant. My key is to know that what I am offering does give people benefits. Then it's easy to do the selling bit. Yes, it is. I mean, people have huge benefits from what you're offering. Peace of mind. Karen, you've got a lead magnet. Excellent. So anyone else have a lead magnet? Just put no if you don't have one. Currently offer free chapters of my 2 books, but will make an ebook about animal mediumship. Yeah, love it. Excellent. Okay, Tony, daily ritual for self-care and yoga asanas. I love that. I love that. So, of course, with that, when you actually provide them with the daily rituals for self-care and yoga asanas, you're going to basically give them the opportunity of working with you by actually attending your online classes, I assume. So let's actually go through. Mira, I can create a guide on ways of overcoming the limiting beliefs. Yeah, absolutely. So list out what those limiting beliefs are first. So what are the most common limiting beliefs? You know, for instance, I said to you right at the beginning of me starting my career in my own business, I actually had a limiting belief that I had imposter syndrome, that I was doing a job, I was very good at the job, I was excellent at getting the customers. These were big corporate organizations, but I was really, really scared that I'd be found out that I wasn't qualified to teach. So I then put myself through night school to actually gain a teacher training qualification. So I'm a qualified teacher of adults. Now, in all of my years of business, no one has ever asked me whether I'm qualified to teach adults or not. But that was my own limiting belief. And to be honest, if I even knew what limiting beliefs were, then I probably wouldn't have even put myself through night school. I'd have just dealt with it a different way. All right, so Hania, not yet. So just tell me, Hania, what is your product again? Oh, I know, it's Instagram content, isn't it? All right, so you want to have perhaps some tips of the types of things that they should allow for when they're creating their content. Okay, I have my top 10 most wanted merchandise. I think I'll be tweaking it a little later after reading the last page. Excellent, great. I hope you took a photo of it, by the way. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll provide you all with my slide deck as well. How's that? Sounds good, doesn't it? Okay, I'll create an ebook about creating significance and growth to enrich your life. I love it. Wonderful. Great. Good feedback. Thank you very much, everyone, for your feedback. It's nice to hear from your perspective. All right, so let's look at your next stage. This is step 3. So I hope you're all making notes. So come back to me if you've all got sidetracked on anything else. Come back to me because this is the final stage in really having a very strategic way of approaching your business. Now, a colleague of mine is doing the mindset around launching next week. Think it's great. I'm not talking about mindset. I'm talking about the practicalities of running a business. Like I say, I've been doing it for 30 years. And although you have to have the right mindset, it is not the only thing that's going to move you forward. You actually have to take action, and you have to take action at the right time in the right order to get you to a successful business. All right. So what I want you to think about in terms of your strategy is, what is one thing that you could use to deliver content once a week? All right. So what is the one thing that you could use to deliver content once a week? Are you a great writer? If you are, then choose a blog. And blogs are still huge value. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Are you a better talker? If so, choose a podcast. You might be a talker and hate being on video, so a podcast would be great for you. Are you great on camera? In which case, choose a video show. Are you awesome doing teaching sessions on lives? So therefore, choose FB Lives. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do some of those other things. What I'm saying is definitely choose one thing that everybody knows that they will absolutely get information from you on one given day every single week. So every single one of those blog, podcast, video show, Facebook Lives should all lead people to your lead magnet. This enables your email list to grow, and it actually educates your audience so that they know. For instance, I do training on Tuesdays, and everybody knows that I will always show up on Tuesday. I will always give them some free training, and I will always lead them to a different lead magnet so they can then come onto my email list. Now, I do videos, I do Facebook Lives, I do blogs, but the one thing that I'm consistent about is showing up every single week. Okay, so choose that one thing where you are delivering great value. So let's look at the areas of focus. Now, when you've sorted that out, so type in the chat where you feel that your strengths lie at this stage. Now, for instance, my big thing is blogs. I actually write blogging. I send out a blog every single week, and the blog then leads them to a free lead magnet. And it could be a different lead magnet each week, but it will be within the same topic that will lead them on to, whatever it is that I'm launching. So once you've decided what that will be, you want to work in blocks of time once a month. So we talked about the social media soiree at the beginning. If you actually spend once a month, so block out a period of time, let's say about 3 hours of time, once a month, you plan out your content for that 20 minutes. You create your content, and depending how adept you are at doing that, will take you between 1 to 2 hours. And then you actually schedule your content up onto social media. So you can schedule it up on your business page and Instagram at the same time. You can schedule content into groups as well. So that can all be done. And once you've done it, the only thing that you've got to be there for is to actually put some posts up onto your personal profile, and definitely use your personal profile to your advantage as well. But because you've got the content, you know that you can just look at your content planner. You could go, okay, I'm going to post up about that today. So what is the content that you're going to provide? It's got to be of value. It's got to be educational, transformational, and always lead people back to the lead magnet and onto your email list, which will be set up using campaigns and broadcasts. And don't worry too much about what that means. That will all be explained to you. But you'll have that on lives, posts, and stories as well. But like I say, once you get, totally organized, it just gets so easy. So again, I want you to take a photo of this. This is literally just a Google Sheet. And this is the content plan that I work with. So I'll have the day of the week. I'll have the day that I want to publish, the topic or the title, whether it's going to be a live, is it going to be in my group? What is the link that I'm going to be using? Is it a link to a webinar? Is it a link to a freebie? Now, I'm not saying that you want to have a freebie every single time. So you don't want to be like spammy promoting all the time. So I hope you don't misunderstand me. What you're doing is you're basically offering value. You are encouraging people to engage with you more through the value that you give. And then say once or twice a week, that's when you want to do a promo to actually bring people onto your email list. All right. So for me, I work on 60-day contents because I've got more used to doing it. But to start off with, just do 30-day content for yourself. And this gives you all of the notes that you want to have on there as well. And you're literally going to be looking at this and knowing, you can relax. You don't have to be thinking every single day when you wake up and you get on the computer. You don't have to be sitting there going, what am I going to post today? Because you know that you've got stuff going out somewhere. All right, so I hope you all took a picture of that. Now, I want to give you a few tips, and I want you to write these down. Those of you that have been working with me for a while will know some of these. And this is something that I really believe that you should do every single day. And it's all about creating relationships with people. So you want to comment on posts every day. And the reason for that is that it actually warms up the Facebook algorithm. Even on Instagram, you want to go on Instagram and you want to comment on people's posts on Instagram as well. Same with LinkedIn. Go onto LinkedIn, spend some time commenting. And you also want to add 5 new people to your list. Now, I've put here friend list. It doesn't have to be your friend list. It could be your connections on LinkedIn. It could be your followers on Instagram. But basically, you want to add 5 new people every day. Now, the reason for that is that you'll find that you connect with some people. You'll have, out of the 5 that you connect with in a day, you may actually find that you really totally are in sync with one of those people, and all the rest of the other 4 you've not quite gelled with, in which case you will actually nurture the relationship with the one person. It is better to nurture that relationship with the one than struggle with someone that actually replies to a message with a thumbs up. Or they don't reply at all. So do not waste your time with people that don't respond, that don't reply, that just give you the thumbs up. So annoying. We are human people. Engage with people in the online world like you would in the offline world. I won't get too far into that because I'm going to have a rant on it on Friday. All right. So the other thing that you want to do is to remove old friends. You don't want any of the old friends either, because they will harm your feed. And you want to spend 30 minutes a day on list building activities. So those list building activities would be things like getting your blog post out, doing your video show, sending out information perhaps to groups. So some of those groups have the sort of spam fest thing going on. And whilst it's a bit icky, when these groups, I'm talking about the ones that have got 40,000 plus people in them, and they say, promote your business below. When you promote your business, you usually get 1 or 2 new people on your email list. So don't look at it and think, oh, I don't like that. Actually use it, because if it's within the groups that your ideal audience hangs out, then that's going to be of advantage to you. But you only want to do that like with 5 groups. Okay. And then spend a lot of time in your messengers. So whether it's your DMs or your messenger on Facebook or your emails on LinkedIn, then spend time engaging with someone, spend time talking to them, spend time finding out what their pain points are. And honestly, I cannot tell you enough, that is the number one way of really growing your business, to communicate. And that's why you need these people on your email list, to ensure that you can continue to communicate with them. So it's your turn right now. What method would you use or feel most comfortable using? So either writing blogs, doing a video show, or setting up a podcast. So let me know in the comments. I'm actually, even though I love blogging, I really love writing. Next year, I am going to start a podcast as well. I think it'll be great fun to do. But even with podcasts, you want to batch your time. So what I mean by that is that you set in your diary, say like 2 hours on a Monday, and that's the day that you are going to record 4 podcasts. If you're a blogger, you want to set aside, say, about half a day, and you want to write 4 blogs. Okay, so let's see. Let's go here. Sounds great. Thank you, Sunny. Okay, I'm better doing lives. Yes, Kate, absolutely. Do lives. With the lives as well, you can put a bit more structure around those, because what you can do with your lives is you can actually set up events and get people to register on your Zoom, because by registering, that puts them onto your email list, and then you will do the live via Zoom. Okay, so it's a great way of list building. Geraldine, blogs or podcast, love your Sunday supplement. Yes, I haven't sent it out for a couple of weeks because I've been sending a lot of other emails. Okay, I write, so blogs, but I'm also very drawn to weekly live value delivery sessions. Yes, so even though I do blogs, I always come on live as well. But sometimes, if you're starting out in business, you want to just really concentrate on that one thing first. But you see, your live can be around the blog that you've written. Remember, you want to leverage your time as well. So let's say that you've written a blog. That blog itself, you can then break it down into paragraphs, which then go to your social media content. You then go and deliver a live. You create that live as a downloadable video, which you then upload to YouTube. And then you can have that transcribed. And then you've got a handout for people. So leverage your work. Okay, let's see what else. Video show. Kate says video shows. Tony, videos. I'm looking at podcasting. That's great. You would have so much to talk about. I know, because I'm actually a qualified yoga teacher, would you believe? I don't teach yoga anymore. I did for a while. Okay, Kathy, I would love to know more about setting up a blog. Excellent. I can talk to you about that, most definitely. Kate, great. Judith, I do lives in my own groups, but I know I need to do more on social media outside of my group. Yeah, one of the things that I found, I've done it myself, Judith, is I feel very safe in my group. I love to be in my group. I feel safe. So I too have to do the same thing, get outside of my group, and then I can share into the group as well. Remember that. So yes, I want to see more of you outside of your group. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. What would you stop doing in your business if your email list growth and launches were profitable? So put that in the chat. What would you stop doing? Because all of us have something in business that we really don't like doing that much. So what is it that you would stop if you have this lovely email list that's growing and you've got launches that are all strategic and ready to go and they're profitable? What would you stop doing? You stop doing the marketing. Excellent. Marketing can be quite tough. Funnily enough, it's the thing that I enjoy. Scattergun SM post. Absolutely, Ali. Scattergun SM posting. Yes. Expos. Annie. Yes. Yep. Excellent. So, there are quite a few things that we would stop doing. So, for instance, I'll give you some examples. I had one of my clients that said, I stopped trying to sell all day, every day. And, this is a fact. It happens that we end up feeling like we've got to sell all day and every day. So Joe says physical printing. Actually, I'm just about to announce this. Mira, I would stop giving too many pro bono sessions. Yes, Mira, we talked about this, and I really want to carry on that conversation. I don't want you to give away such a huge amount for free. We give away a lot of value, but I think you're going a bit too far. Okay, so Kate, I was thinking expos, but I love them. Ali, got to go. Oh, all right then. Fair enough. Not to worry. Well, I'll send you the recording, Ali. No worries. Okay, so let's actually look at some of the other things that have been said about giving what they're going to give up. So, I can see some people, they're sort of in this desperation stage where they're just trying to sell all the time. So one of my clients said that they were able to hire a VA to do my social media content. So again, if that is something that doesn't blow up your frog, give it out to a VA. And I tell you what, little tip for you, even at an early stage, even if you think you can't afford it, I would definitely get a VA. You can get lots of VAs at the moment, and some of them are extremely high value. You can pay like $5 an hour. One of my clients said, I have more time to work on my business rather than in my business. Yeah, sometimes you just feel as if you're on the hamster wheel, even though we're free. Because I now have a strategic plan, I was able to spend less time on social media and more time with my family. And then I had another client that said I earned enough money from my email list that I was able to hire a cleaner at last. So, something as simple as that could be a cleaner or someone to do your ironing. And that's what we can sometimes aspire to. So I've got a question for you. Would you like me to help you add new warm people to your email list and craft out a launch strategy with you as quickly as possible? I mean, I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited because this is something that you can do. And all you need is a little extra help to know exactly how all of those things go together. So option one, you could try and grow your audience and do a launch of your own without having a plan. You could do all this sort of ad hoc posting. The problem with that is that you run this big risk of being in the same place this time next year. And, it will be so disappointing if you are in the same place of still doing things a little bit ad hoc. You're making a bit of money here and there. Sometimes you might have an influx of funds, but you're not really doing it strategically. You haven't really grown your list properly and consistently, and you've not launched effectively, and you're not making the money that I know that you deserve. Now, there's another option. Option number two is that you can 100% commit to growing your email list and launching strategically using a proven roadmap. So in the chat below, what option would you prefer? Option one or option two? Let me know what that would be. It's funny because once you make that commitment to really grow your email list, and honestly, I've been there as well. When I first started my online business, I didn't really pay much attention to this whole idea of building your email list. And it wasn't until I got much later down the road that I could see the value of it, of building your email list, of actually nurturing those people that wanted to work with you. It made a huge, huge difference. So what I would like to do is, if you are ready to grow your email list with consistency, and that is a word that comes up quite a lot, consistency, plan a launch strategy that you can then put on rinse and repeat, and it will save you loads of wasted time. Then I'd like to invite you to join me inside what I'm calling the Audience Growth Academy. And I am actually dead excited about the Audience Growth Academy. It is the only online training of its kind that shows you exactly how to grow an audience of people that want to hear from you. It teaches you how to launch your offering consistently so that you can have a regular and steady stream of income without always having to be on social media or feel that you are having to sell all the time. So here's what you'll be able to implement. You'll be very, very clear on what you're offering. That's the first thing. And even though you might have multiple things that you can offer during a launch phase, you'll be very clear on that. You'll also know what your value is. It's something that I teach. I taught this on this particular course some while ago, and I did a live about it. And it's quite extraordinary that we never really consider what our own personal value is. And when you go through this questionnaire that I've got for you, it actually really helps you to, funnily enough, drop some of those limiting beliefs that you have, because you will actually understand what your value is and what you're bringing to the table. It also teaches you how to speak the language of your potential customer to attract the right people onto your list. It's really important to speak the right language. It will show you how to create a must-have lead magnet for your ideal audience. So we will work together actually structuring your ideal lead magnet. You will be able to set up and use confidently an automated email marketing system, and honestly, without the fear of technology. It's the one thing that I do really well is I hold your hand, I take you through it step by step. You will consistently connect and build a relationship with your ideal audience, and you'll have a marketing strategy that will be fun and also highly productive. So let me tell you what you get in it. You get 6 modules. Module 1 would be to identify your value and your perfect customer profile. Module 2 is how to craft out and create your must-have lead magnet. Module 3 is understanding and setting up your automated email system. Module 4 is creating and optimizing landing pages for maximum leads. And those of you that don't know what a landing page is, it's basically the page that you see to leave your email address and your name. That's called a landing page. And to actually build those is much, much easier than you think. And I'll take you through that in Module 4. Module 5 will look at how to write emails that will keep your audience engaged and ready to buy. And Module 6, there will be a full marketing strategy that will grow your audience, and it will be very easy for you to implement. So let's just actually go through. You've got the Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, 5, and 6. There's some extras in there. The total value is of 997. That's US dollars, by the way, not Aussie dollars. That's US dollars. The program and the Complete Audience Growth Academy course is those 6 training modules. So modules 1 through to 6 of 997 value. So it takes you from the lead magnet creation to launching online. Included in it are videos. So you've actually got some self-paced videos. You've got PDF guides, templates, and checklists. So I said about the emails, a lot of those emails are templated for you. So you will get like a booklet of emails that you can actually just adapt for your own audience. And you will have access to an entire how-to technical vault. Now, I've already said to you it's $997, but I do love to give out bonuses. And those of you that have already been on the course, you are actually going to be able to experience the course once again, and you're going to get these extra bonuses that you didn't get before. So bonus number 1 is 10 weeks of live Q&A sessions, and that's inside the private members only Facebook group. The value of that is $997. So what I'll be doing is I will literally be coming on live so that you can see me, and you'll be able to ask me any questions you've got about the module that's just been delivered to you. So I want to just say to you that I'm really not extra special. I don't have access to a huge team. I haven't got access to exclusive experts and technology and resources that you actually don't have access to. What I do have is I have the ability to pass on my experience of 30 years of being in business, 10 of which is online, and a very clear, simplified strategy that I use to promote my products and my services. Now, it wouldn't be me if I wasn't offering you another bonus. So let's actually have a look. So bonus number 1 is your 10 weeks of live Q&A. Bonus number 2 is a 30-day launch social content planner. I'm going to walk you through that planner that we looked at, exactly how to get your content subjects down on paper in the space of about 20 minutes. We're going to do it together, how you plan it out in terms of where to put the content, and then the best methods of scheduling your content. This will be something that you only have to do once every month if you're doing it for 30 days, and once every 2 months if you're doing it for 60 days. Now, I also want you to know that I do offer a full money back guarantee. Now, I'm only looking for serious action takers, to be honest. So you need to show that you gave the program a try before requesting a refund. I do this because I'm not looking for tire kickers. I don't want people to come in and just literally kick the tires. I want you to take action, because I know that this will make a big difference to you. All right. I want you to dive in, and I want you to get results really quickly, and I'll show you how you can get results really quickly. I really want to make a difference to helping you in your business. Now, if you do the work and you're still not satisfied, show me your work, and within 14 days, I'll give you your full money back. So I don't think you can ask for more than that, really. So let's actually have a look. Let's reiterate what these bonuses are. You've got the 10 weeks of live Q&A. You've got the 30-day social content planner. And then I'm going to give you another bonus. It's a strategy that will enable you to grow your group of people that are within your perfect customer niche, to organize that group and provide value that will keep people wanting to be active and participate. And I will show you 3 different ways of monetizing that group as well. So groups are still very, very much on trend. They are still really, really worth using, because every time you bring someone new into your group, you can actually get their email address. All right. So again, you get the 6 core modules of the Audience Growth Academy course, with all the slides, the PDFs, the videos, the checklists, the templates, and the cheat sheets. All right. So in addition to all 3 of those bonuses, you've got those 6 core modules. So the whole lot is a value of $2,488. Okay. So now I'm actually really sure, I know absolutely that you're curious about what it's actually going to cost. You've been on these kinds of webinars before where you see that there's a cost, and you know what, the value is actually under what it is, because the value of just me coming in live will be, you know, huge. So I bet you're thinking, come on, Sonny, just get to the cost. Let me know how much it's going to be. And you're likely to be thinking that I'll be charging you thousands and thousands of dollars for this course. And I promise you, I will be charging a lot more for it next year, as I know it's that good. And the results you can gain when learning to do all of this properly are absolutely huge. When I spoke to my VA the other day, she said to me, you need to be charging more for this course. Okay. However, I know you well, and I know that although you are incredibly serious, and so many of you have been asking for the know-how of getting this all done, so what I did is I actually cut it in less than half for you. So as you can see, it's $2,488 of value. I'm not going to do it at $2,488. It's going to be at $397. So you can actually get started today for $397, but I am going to make it a little bit easier for you, because I know what it's like. You know, even $397 can seem like quite a lot of money. So what I've done is I've enabled you to either do 6 monthly payments, as you can see, of $77.08, or you could go the 3 monthly payment option, or the 1 monthly payment, or the 1 payment of $397. So if you're ready to get started, this is the link. It's sunnylovelifestyle.com/join. Okay. So what you need to do is choose the option that's best for you. Now I'm going to be doing the Q&A in a second, but before I do that, I'm just going to drop that link into the chat box for you. Okay. So there's the link. All you have to do is click on that link and fire away. And you will see that when you click on the link, you will actually have the different options listed for you. Now, you do actually have a special bonus, because obviously I want to encourage you to pay in full. And the special bonus is that you will get the complete launch project plan. Now, within the course itself, you're going to get the launch strategy, but with the launch plan, you're going to get a whole bunch of emails that you will need to write. There's also a fast action bonus that's available to you. And I did mention that right at the very beginning. And this is a 90-day planning guide. So to get your hands on this bonus, all you need to do is join now while we're on the masterclass, while we're still here live. There's still a little bit of time, because I am going to go into a Q&A section in a moment, because I know that you've got some questions. If you join the course before we end here, you'll get immediate access to the bonus. That is not just a guide, but it's actually the replay of a workshop that we did 90 days ago. And that will take you through each of the phases of planning out your next 90 days. And it couldn't be timed better because we're coming into 2022. So you can spend your time going through that and over the Christmas period so that you're really totally organized for next year. So you could do your 4 lots of 90 days. Now, I know that before we go into the Q&A, there are some things I just want to say that I know for sure that you'll overcome because I saw it. I've seen it with all of my other clients. There is a fear of not being successful. You'll overcome that fear of not being successful. And honestly, I really believe that the fear of success comes from the lack of knowledge. The fear of success comes from the lack of confidence, and the lack of confidence comes from the lack of action. When you actually take that action, you will find that you'll be more confident and more successful. You've got a fear of no one buying your services. Well, people will buy your services because you are an expert in what you do. We just have to get it out to people. You know, you just got to let them know that you're here. Hey, I'm here and I've got something amazing for you. You'll also overcome the fear of the technical overwhelm. Like I say, I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've been teaching people. I've been holding their hand, stopping them from shaking at the back of the room, stopping them from being in tears. Literally, I had a group of ladies, a couple of which were in tears because they were so frightened that they would lose their jobs because they suddenly had to use this new thing called a computer. I know, nuts. That's just showing my age. Okay, so it will remove the fear of what you have to do, how to do it, and by when, because of the strategic way I teach. It's very, very step by step. You will have time to actually get all of those things done between each of the modules. So here are your options. You've got your 6 payment option, your 3 payment option, and you've also got your 1 payment option. So just go choose which one is best for you. I've put the link in the chat box. And of course, when you get that, you will come to a page. I'll show you. This is what you'll see, first of all. Okay, this is the Audience Growth Academy page. And then you'll see, if you scroll down to the bottom, you've got the choices of how you want to pay for it. Once you've done that, once you click on your option, you'll create a new account. You'll then actually go into the payment process part of it, and you can pay with credit card or with PayPal. So you'll then receive a confirmation email from me. And in that confirmation email, you'll actually see that there's a subject line that says, "Welcome to Audience Growth Academy with Sunny." Now, you'll get 2 because you'll get that one from me. That will give you a really good idea of what you need to do next, how to get started. And you'll also get one from the training portal that will give you your login details, which you've already set up anyway. So just remember what those login details are. And then when you go and click on it, you'll go into this screen that will enable you to log in. And then the very first thing that you'll see is me. And you'll actually see that there's a welcome video. The welcome video just tells you exactly what's going to happen, what to expect, what to do next, because even though the course doesn't actually start itself until the 13th of December, you have some pre-work to do. So you are at a really, really perfect time because you can actually then get that work done before we do the proper launch on the 13th of December of the course itself. So module 1 comes out on the 13th of December. You've got some pre-work to do. You've got a questionnaire to fill in. So you actually watch this video. Then there's an induction video that actually takes you through exactly how to prepare for the course itself. So just to remind you once again, these are your payment options. Okay, so you choose the best option for you. And remember, if you do pay in full, then you get that extra bonus. And of course, if you pay before the end of the Q&A session, you get the 90-day workshop as well. So I'm not quite sure why you turned up today. You know, we've all got our own reasons, and I know that you've been busy, and I really do honor the fact that you've given up your time. but you may feel stuck. Your business is not making enough money and you're not sure of what the next move is. Or you're just damn well exhausted. It can be exhausting being online. You're wiped out from too many one-on-one work, and you want to be able to choose who you work with and when you work. You want to be able to sell more of your programs and deliver to multiple people at once. Or you could have been feeling like you're going around and around in circles, and you know that automation is the answer. It was something that this is where I was at. I kept doing certain things. I knew that automation was the answer, but you're not really sure of the road that you might take. And I know even now, it's been a great mastermind. I'm sure that you'll agree that it's been a fantastic mastermind. You've learned a lot, but I know that some of you might have some doubts. And, I know that you want to grow your audience, but here's the but. I don't know if I have a good idea for a lead magnet. Well, don't worry about that, because I'm going to take you through exactly some ideas. And because you're going to be in the Sunny Love Members Lounge, you'll be able to share your ideas with the other members as well. So you'll get lots of feedback. And, at such a low investment, it's almost like you've got a mastermind situation going on. So the lead magnet will do that with great ease. We'll look at what your value is, who your perfect customer is, what type of lead magnet that you want to create. And also I'm going to share with you 3 hacks and what to include in your lead magnet and what the call of action is going to be from the lead magnet. Now, Karen, if you're still there, this is my lovely Karen. Karen is a facilitator. And at the beginning, she didn't know how to create a lead magnet. Karen didn't know how to set up the technical aspect of using an email service provider or any of the marketing. She's now created a lead magnet that is professional, attractive, has a call to action, and it attracts her ideal audience. So Karen hasn't actually officially launched her business yet, but before she's officially launched her business, she's busy building her email list. Now, I know one of the other questions that comes up is I don't have the technical knowledge to put this all together. So with the technical knowledge side of things, I've already said this. I've been teaching people for 30 years. I know I've seen people shaking in their shoes, worried about, if I click on this button, will it blow the whole thing up? And the truth is, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't blow the whole thing up. And I'll just take you step by step. And if even after the step by step, you're still not sure, no question is a silly question. You go straight into the Sunny Love Members Lounge, you ask your question there, and it will get answered either by myself or a member of the team. I don't know if I'm ready because I haven't got a website yet, so I don't have anywhere to send people. Well, the good news is you don't actually need a website. That's the truth. It is something that you'll want to do at some point, but it certainly isn't the first thing. And I really believe that the first thing that you have to do is to grow your email list. That's most important. So the email, the website can come later. The software that we use actually kind of creates the look of a website. And there's a lot of other tools out there that I'll talk to you about. Something called Milkshake came up the other day. That's a really quick, easy way to throw a website together. And it provides all of the information that people will need. At some point, like I say, you'll do it, but it doesn't have to be the first thing. So don't worry about that. You don't need to have the website to make all this happen. So here's the reminder. Here's the link, sunnylovelifestyle.com/join. I've put the link in the chat box, so you should have that. And now let's do a quick 10 minutes of Q&A. That said, I'll stay here as long as I need to stay here to answer your questions. So let's see if we've got any questions from you. Okay. Karen says, I'm a fan for life. I love it. Okay. So I already have my website, just need to get on there to update it a bit. Yeah. And what you can do in the meantime, Kate, is that what you can do is you can actually create like pop-ups, and you can create opt-ins as well. So you'll be able to do that quite easily. So let's set the countdown. Let's actually, I'll stop sharing my screen and then I'll come onto video as well. Okay. So, hi there. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you. It's been wonderful to spend the time with you and to help you in your businesses. So let me know what questions you have. I've actually got some questions that were sent to me prior to the mastermind as well. So, Kate, I want to do a slideshow like this for my training. Well, this is something that we teach in the launch part of the course. So I will actually teach you step by step how to put this presentation together. You will know exactly what slide goes where, what you're supposed to say on that slide, exact layout of the whole thing. Okay. So I've got your back there. Mira, I'm so excited. I've just bought your amazing training, Sunny. Woohoo! I'm really excited. I'm so glad you came on board, Mira. I'm so happy. Okay, so Karen, I know that you've got to go, my love. You're already in the program anyway. That's great. Okay, Kate, that's included in this. Do you mean the presentation part? Yeah, the presentation is all part of the launch. So I'll be teaching you how to do the presentation, and it is a skill, it's an art, and it is something that you do need to learn. And I'll take you step by step with that, Kate. So I hope to see you on board, because then you'll learn exactly how to do it. Okay, so I have got a few questions here. Is this course for people starting out in business? So someone that's starting out in business can certainly join, because I always believe this is the first thing that you can do in your business. You don't even have to worry about your desk. All you've got to have is either a phone or a laptop and the ability to create an email list. And then you can worry about all of the other things later on. But it's equally as good for anyone that's existing in business. You might have been in business for a year, 5 years, and you're still kind of struggling with all of those bits and pieces, making sure that they all fit together. And because I know a lot of ladies I speak to, they have been in business for quite some time and they're still struggling. They still haven't got to creating their email list. And honestly, I implore you, even if you don't join the course, find a way of growing that email list. Okay, so let's see. I already have an automated email system. Do I have to use the ones that you recommend? Okay, so I'm going to recommend 2 different email systems. But essentially, what I teach you, you'll be able to use with whatever you're using already anyway. All right. So I will show you exactly how to set up all the technical elements, how all the bits work together. We'll talk about things called campaigns, broadcasts, tagging, and I will teach you exactly how to do that. Excellent, Kate. Good. I'm so glad that you're joining us as well. And as soon as you join us, you'll get a link to come into the Sunny Love Members Lounge. You'll be put into the lounge anyway, so we can start interacting with each other. I'm absolutely delighted. Okay, so let's see. How long do I have access to the course for? Right. So the course, you're going to have lifetime access to the course. You'll be pleased to know. And the other nice thing is that if there are any changes to the software that I'm demonstrating to you, if there are any changes or new strategies to marketing, I will update the videos for you as well. So the core modules will always be updated. The bonuses, perhaps not so much, because they're slightly different, but definitely the core modules, you've got access for life. So you can go back to it over and over and over again. Okay, will I be able to understand the technical aspect of the course? Yes. Just to reiterate again, I'll be holding your hand every step of the way. Don't worry about the technical side. The technical side, actually, you'll be laughing at yourself at the end of it, because you'll think, oh my God, how silly I was that I was so afraid of the technical side. But honestly, I'll help you. Okay. Will I need to invest in any other training to grow my audience? No, you won't. And even if after this course you didn't do anything else, you will absolutely grow your audience. And this is all you have to do in business. If you follow this structure, if you follow this consistently every single month, quarter, day, whatever those elements are, you will absolutely be successful in your business. I've been trying to build my email list for a while now without much success. Okay, I understand that. And I understand that what happens is that we can think that we're doing all the right things. In fact, I looked at someone who's actually joining the course. She's not on the session. She's actually joining the course and she's been selling something. And she said, but I've got an email list. I'm growing my email list. And I looked and I could see that she hadn't set it up properly. So things were kind of falling down. It was like a house of cards. It wasn't set up right. It didn't have the foundations exactly right. So once you've got the foundations, I can guarantee that you'll be able to grow your audience. All right. So someone's saying, will you be available? Okay, hang on a sec. Kate, I have MailChimp and use StreamYard. Yep, great. So I don't use MailChimp. I do know about it. So everything that I teach you, you'll know how to do in MailChimp anyway. Now, if you've already got an audience, that's great. What we'll do is we'll be able to refine some of those points as well. So will Sunny be available to answer questions? Yes, on the Q&A. Which I will be in to the group live every single week doing a Q&A specifically for the people that are on the Audience Growth Academy. So I will be in every single week. I'll talk about the module that's being delivered and I'll answer any questions that you've got as well. All right. So if there's no more questions, I'm going to let you guys go. I have overrun a little bit. I'm sorry about that, but I just knew that I had to get these things out to you. And I'm so glad that you've decided to join. And I will see you in the Sunny Love Members Lounge very, very soon. And if you need me before, just send me an email, sunny@sunnylovelifestyle.com. And thank you again for being here. Thank you, Mira. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Geraldine. Thank you, Hania. Lovely to meet you. Lovely to see all of you. Thanks, Joe. All right. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye now.